According to Verizon's latest data breach investigations report, nearly one-third of all breaches involve the use of stolen credentials. And in web app attacks specifically, that number jumps to over 75%. It's a clear sign that identity management isn't just a nice to have, it's mission critical.
That's right. In today's cloud-first hybrid working world, identity is no longer just a login box. It's the new perimeter. And if it's not properly managed, it becomes your biggest vulnerability.
Welcome to Perimeter Perspective, the podcast that helps businesses navigate today's evolving cybersecurity landscape so they can stay protected and thrive.
I'm Michael Moore, joined by my co-host, Alyssa Birchfield. Together, we represent Next Perimeter, a managed IT and cybersecurity firm focused on helping SMBs simplify security, reduce risk, and scale with confidence.
Okay, Michael, so let's talk about identity management today. Most people think that it means just usernames and passwords, but what are businesses missing?
They're missing the big picture. Identity management isn't just login credentials. It's controlling who has access to what, when, and from where. It's the full life cycle of a digital identity, from onboarding to offboarding.
So that means that it touches way more than just new hire setup, right?
Exactly. Every time someone changes roles, switches devices, or accesses new platforms, identity controls need to adapt. And when somebody leaves the company, that digital access has to be shut down completely and securely.
And I'm guessing that most SMBs don't really have the tools or time to manage that complexity manually.
Right. And that's where we come in. At Next Perimeter, we do all of that by building on your existing identity provider, like Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just making sure that the wheel is secure, backed up, and running properly.
That makes a big difference. It's not about ripping out systems, it's about strengthening what's already in place.
Yes, it's about taking what you already use every day and making sure it's protected by design, not patched together after the fact.
So traditionally, the company perimeter was your office network. Now it's your people. So what's changed?
The cloud happened. Hybrid work happened. Your data, your apps, your workforce, it's all decentralized now. People are working from home, hotels, airports, on personal devices, on shared Wi-Fi. The perimeter isn't just your firewall anymore. It's the identity behind every login.
And if someone gets a hold of that identity, it doesn't matter where they're working or what device they're using, they're inside.
Certainly, if a hacker has your credentials, they have access, and not just to your email. We've seen cases where one compromised login gave access to file storage, HR systems, and even financials. It's like handing someone the master key to your entire business.
Yeah, that is terrifying. And I'm guessing that most businesses don't even realize how exposed they are.
They don't. Many think they're safe because they use strong passwords or VPNs. But in a cloud-first model, that's just not enough. That's why zero trust is the new standard. It means never assume. Every login attempt is verified. Every device is checked. Every session is monitored.
And this isn't theoretical. We see threats like this in the real world every single week.
Exactly. We're talking about things like impossible travel, someone logging in from Florida, then 2 minutes later from Eastern Europe, or token theft, where an attacker hijacks a session without needing a password at all.
That's the kind of activity that's almost invisible unless you're actively looking for it.
And that's why identity needs to be at the center of your security strategy. Because once someone's in, traditional security tools can't stop them. But with the right identity controls in place, you can shut them down before they ever get access.
Now, let's break down how Next Perimeter helps small and mid-sized businesses get identity right.
It really comes down to three pillars. First, we simplify. We don't build from scratch. We use proven blueprints. These include pre-configured identity settings like conditional access policies, multi-factor authentication, secure backup defaults, and role-based group policies. These blueprints follow industry best practices right out of the gate.
So you're taking what works, standardizing, and applying it across the business.
Correct. That way you're not guessing or patching things together. You're starting from a secure foundation. Second, we automate protection. That's where threat detection comes in. We use real-time monitoring tools like SIEM to identify risky behaviors like impossible travel, token theft, or login anomalies. If something looks off, we can flag it, alert the team, or even lock it down automatically.
That is powerful. You're not waiting for a breach to happen at that point. You're actively watching for signs before it does.
Right. And the third pillar, supporting the human behind the identity. We streamline onboarding, making it easy for employees to get what they need day one, and ensure secure, trackable offboarding when somebody leaves.
Yeah, I've seen it in action. A company fills out a single onboarding form, and within 90 seconds, that user is provisioned across every platform they need.
That's the goal. When identity is managed as part of the full IT lifecycle, not treated as a bolt on, it becomes a force multiplier for both security and productivity. That's the power of managing identity. It's core to the modern desktop experience, to lifecycle management, and to zero trust.
Now, let's talk outcomes. What are the biggest wins for businesses that modernize identity management?
You'll see fewer help desk tickets, fewer security incidents, less shadow IT, people going rogue with unsanctioned apps, and far more visibility into who has access to what. That clarity improves everything: security, efficiency, and accountability.
That builds trust internally and with your customers.
Definitely. We recently worked with a fast moving SMB in the service industry. They technically used named logins, but instead of creating a new account for each employee, they'd reset the password on the existing user, sometimes even for someone who no longer worked there, and just hand it off to the next person.
So whoever needed access that day just used someone else's account then.
Exactly. No audit trail, no individual accountability, and no way to enforce security policies. It was a workaround that seemed quick, but actually created massive risk and slowed them down when access needed to be reassigned.
Oof, that sounds like such a nightmare for IT and leadership.
It was. After we helped them implement a modern identity management strategy with individual accounts, MFA, and automatic offboarding, not only did their security posture improve dramatically, but assigning access became faster and easier. No more manual resets or guesswork, just a standardized process that worked every time.
That's a huge win. Faster access and tighter control without adding complexity.
You bet. And for businesses working towards HIPAA, SOC 2, or even just internal accountability, centralized identity is not optional, but a requirement. But even if you're not chasing compliance, the benefits are clear: less risk, better visibility, and a system that actually supports your growth.
So let's say you're listening to this and wondering, is our identity setup actually where it needs to be? What's the litmus test here?
There are two questions to ask. Can you say with confidence who has access to every system in your business? And if one of those accounts was compromised, could you shut it down immediately?
If the answer to either one is, I'm not sure, then that probably means you've got a gap. And that's exactly where risk lives.
The good news: closing that gap doesn't have to be complicated. With the right blueprints, the right automation, and the right partner, you can roll out enterprise grade identity protection without burdening your team.
And if you're ready to take that next step, we've made it easy for you. Download our free guide, The Identity Management Playbook, over at nextperimeter.com. It'll walk you through the full identity lifecycle from secure onboarding to airtight offboarding. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Perimeter Perspective. If today's conversation helped you see identity in a new light, be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
And don't forget to grab that free guide at nextperimeter.com. Whether you're looking to simplify IT, improve security, or meet compliance goals, it's a great starting point.
Have a question or a topic you'd like us to cover? Drop us a line at perspective@nextperimeter.com or connect with us on social.
Until next time, stay secure, stay informed, and remember, in a cloud-first world, identity is your first line of defense.
See you soon.